The original teaching is it's all a cosmic dream. So, check this out.
But look how they wobbling.
Yeah, they're all deformed. You know how
Wow.
they get deformed.
They can't even walk.
Yeah.
Yeah, look at they look.
Yeah, they're raccoon cats.
Oh my God, that's why they walking like that, because that's
Yeah.
how
Look at
raccoons
that.
walk.
Yeah.
Y'all know I ain't going back out there, right?
Yeah, they're
Roger.
raccoon cats.
Roger. I'm not going back out there.
So you out there in the woods and you all alone, and some other person walks up to you, another thing on all fours, not a bug, not an insect, not something that's small, something the same size as you. Next thing you know, you two talking, you doing things. You both on the same level of perception in them deep woods, know what I mean? No one else there to see what you all do. Hey, but you in love, yo. That's the only other person you know. Things happen. And next thing you know, you got cat raccoons. The thing that should be understood is that, like, each individual animal stays home, sitting in a cage, passing time, waiting, having to use the bathroom, having to not, holding it, all the things. They don't get to do the natural stuff they would do when they're out. And then when they're out, eventually you'll come home to see your dog watching TV. They learn how to turn on the TV so they can have something to watch and bark at least something to do until you come home, because they're their own people too. And so when you leave them out in the woods, if they're just deep in the deep woods, well, strange things happen. It's all about love in the end. And, like, why should it not be allowed to mix and make a new animal? They are their own individual people. They make up some new level of Kama Sutra, cat and, like, raccoon pose. And next thing you know, like, oh, babies. Like, why not? Why would you hate on that? It just needs to be refined. Why hate on it? It could become a Khajiit eventually. Let me give you another example of the dreaming.
You with hundreds of body parts. Bros, you gotta check out this game I've been playing. At the very beginning, you're just a teeny tiny cell. Then you eat your way to the top of the food chain in a vast underwater world. The coolest thing is that the built-in character editor provides you with hundreds of body parts to create a distinctive character of your very own. Look at my yellow spike armor. Nothing can stop me. Now I'm gonna add your bones to my armor. I'm bigger and stronger now. I've even got arms and legs. Now let's crawl out and venture ashore together.
Hold on, let's get a little loosey-goosey.
If life starts approximately 1 billion years ago, we will have to wait 400,000 years to see the aberration of the first nerve cells. This is where life as we know it begins. Brains in formation of only a few milligrams. It's not possible to determine any sign of intelligence yet. It acts more as a reflex. One neuron, you're alive. 2 neurons, you're moving. And with movement, interesting things begin to happen. Animal life on Earth goes back millions of years. Yet most species only use 3 to 5% of its cerebral capacity. But it isn't until we reached human beings at the top of the animal chain that we finally see a species use more of its cerebral capacity. 10% may not seem like much, but it's a lot if we look at all we've done with it.
I really do be leaving Easter eggs for everyone. Remember, when you have a message, there's a workaround for all the things. You all know my face already, so whatever.
For primitive beings like us, life seems to have only one single purpose: gaining time. And it is going through time seems to be also the only real purpose of each of the cells in our bodies. To achieve that aim, the mass of the cells that make up earthworms and human beings has only 2 solutions: be immortal or to reproduce. If its habitat is not sufficiently favorable or nurturing, cell will choose immortality. In other words, self-sufficiency and self-management. On the other hand, if the habitat is favorable, they will choose to reproduce. That way, when they die, they hand down essential information and knowledge to the next cell, which hands it down to the next cell, and so on.
It is for very educational purposes.
Thus, knowledge and learning are handed down through time.
Okay.
Seriously, I used that clip for educational purposes because that's actually a very accurate description of what the fuck this is. So this whole copyright stuff, seriously, y'all, this is for some real educational purposes that I'm doing this stuff for. Make sure that you all start to correct your laws and stuff. Recognize what's educational and what isn't educational. That was actually educational. You know what the crazy part is? I don't really talk about none of the conspiracy stuff on here. I'm literally just like, yo, see this thing? This is like this, and it's within us. And, like, it's crazy. Like, ugh. Alright, so you see these? It's like the immortal cell, or you choose to reproduce, and you start off in the sea. The water's above, and the water's below. So, yeah, things like that come out. Like at the end of that video for a game. A game. There can be more evolved fish people inside of this. Like the Legend of Zelda, and like when you got engaged to the woman in the waters, but you didn't agree to it. But still though, she kinda hot. Like, you know? Like it could happen, kids. Just letting you know. Cosmic Space Dad. Raccoon cats. CatCoons. 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 Yes. You could also have those that are more fish-like. And, like, that's how they start off. You know, fish and human. Like, that whole thing. The sirens that look really beautiful. And then they pull you underneath the water and they eat you. And they become more human-like. Yep, that was a whole horror story. We feel the ways we feel about this stuff for a reason, okay, guys? This stuff right here, those are actual creatures that exist, and you know it in your heart. So, stop denying your inner child. What the fuck? And then you have, like, the ones that either just over time refined their logic and became the mer people like that or this. You know, it was in the Caribbean where it happened. So, Little Mermaid, you see the different timelines, these different alternate stuff like this that can happen. Right? She also comes from that. She also comes from that same logic.
Everybody took for a fool when he put forth his theory of evolution. It's up to us to push the rules and laws and go from evolution to revolution. 100 billion neurons per human, of which only 15% are activated. There are more connections in the human body than there are stars in the galaxy. We possess a gigantic network of information to which we have almost no access.
Sir?
Yes.
And what would be the next stage?
Well, the next stage would probably be control of other people. But for that, we would need to access at least 40% of our brain's capacity. After control of ourselves and others would come control of matter. But now we're entering into the realm of science fiction, and we don't know any more than the dog who watches the moon.
Tic-tac, tick-tock really has made everyone's attention spans short. But yo, this is some stuff. Like, why not? Why shouldn't a cat and a raccoon be able to love each other? Why shouldn't people of different colors be able to love each other? Why the fuck isn't, like, love the thing? I thought that was the law. Why is everyone so mean here? What the fuck? Tell a story with your partner.